Before watching the video, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell notification icon to get the instant update. I have discussed about the first concept, that was octet rule. So, starting with the octet rule, what does it state? The completion of 8 electron would stabilize the atom in a molecule. Correct? In the periodic table, most of the atoms are not stable because they don't have their octets complete. So, the atoms will try to become stable by either losing, gaining, or sharing the electrons such that they complete a set of 8 electrons, which is called octet, to achieve the nearest inert gas configuration, which is highly stable. That is what is the octet rule. Barabar? So, octet rule was able to explain the stability of many of the molecules, but there are few molecules which octet rule didn't explain the stability. So, we talk about the drawbacks or limitations associated with octet rule. The first drawback, octet rule was not able to explain the stability of incomplete octet molecules. Now, from the word, incomplete octet molecules are those which have less than 8 electrons in the valence shell. Incomplete octet meaning less than 8 electrons in the valence shell. Now, the octet molecules having less than 8 electrons would be actually having the example in which the central atom have less than 4 valence electrons. An element in the periodic table which have less than 4 valence electrons will actually have incomplete octet. Now, if I talk about less than 4 valence electron, which groups you can consider? First group, that is alkali metals. Second group, alkaline earth metals. And third and fourth name. Third, but third is actually not third. 13th. Third is not third, it will be 13th as per the group numbers 1 to 18. Right? So if I talk about group 1 and 2, I am talking about the S block elements, and group 13 is the first group of the P block elements. So talking with respect to the alkali metal, the example is lithium, alkaline earth metal, beryllium, and group 13, the first element is boron. It's a famous boron family. Okay. If I club it with the chlorine, then I get the compound as LiCN, BeCl2 and BeCl3. Now, between Li and Cl, there is an ionic bond, but these compounds had certain percentage of covalent character in it, and that was decided by a rule called polarizing power, which was given by Fajans rule. So Fajans rule में मैंने 3 ही condition बताई है which you need to remember. Size of cation. Size of the cation, size of the anion, and the charge associated with the cation. So an ionic compound will have more of covalent character. An ionic compound will have more of covalent character if it has a small cation, large anion, and high positive charge. एक बार फिर से, an ionic compound will have more of covalent character if it has a small cation, large anion, and a high positive charge. So if I compare these 3 compounds as LiCl having Li plus 1, BeCl2 with plus 2, and BeCl3 with plus 3. The anions in all the 3 compounds is same, but the cation is different, and the size of the cation, if compared Li, Be and B, it goes on decreasing, because these are the elements which are placed from left to right in the second period, and from left to right, if we analyze the trends, the size goes on decreasing. मतलब सबसे smallest cation is boron, the cation, and the charge on the boron is highest among the 3 compounds. That is why with the Fajans rule, I can say that BeCl3 is more covalent in nature. BeCl3 is more covalent in nature. Correct? Now talking about the bonds. Li and Cl is joined by single bond, or the number of shared electrons are 2. So I can write here 2 electrons. BeCl2 mein B is bonded with 2 chlorine, and the number of shared electrons for boron will be 4. For BeCl3 it will be 6. So these compounds don't have the octet complete, but still they are found to be stable. So their stability was not explained by the octet rule. So the first drawback is octet rule was not able to explain the stability of incomplete octet molecules, and generally we refer to the molecules in which the central atom have less than 4 valence electron. So basically I am talking about group 1 compounds, group 2 and group 13. So BCl3 के अलावा I can take the common example of AlCl3, the same number of valence electrons as 6. Clear? अब जैसे less than 8 electrons वाले molecules होते हैं, we also have more than 8 electrons, and more than 8 electrons we call it to be expanded octet molecules. Expanded octet molecules. Now for expanded octet, the central atom should be from which group? Having more than 8 electrons. Group 15, 16, 17. Very good. Because if I talk about group 14, which family I am referring to? Carbon. And what number of valence electrons they have? 4. 4 matlab, if they share the 4 electrons, their octet will be completed and the compound would be stable. But expanded ke liye, we will refer to the molecules in which the central atom have more than 4 valence electrons. So more than 4 valence electrons matlab I am referring to group numbers 15, 16, 17. Now in group 15, if I talk about the second period elements, can the second period element have the octet?
No.
Expanded?
No.
No. Why? Very good. Second period elements, whenever we talk about, typically their behavior is different from the other members of the group, and that behavior was referred as anomalous behavior. और उस anomalous behavior में one of the most important reason was absence of vacant d orbital. So if these elements of the second period do not have any vacant d orbital, the octet can't be expanded. So basically I am referring to the elements in the which period? Third period. So group number 15, 16, 17 correct hai, but we are not referring to second period, it will be third period and onwards. Correct? So if I refer to group 15 ka third period element, phosphorus, and think about an example of phosphorus ka compound, P2O5, phosphorus pentoxide, or a chloride compound of phosphorus, PCl5. So if I talk about PCl5, phosphorus is making how many bonds with chlorine? 5. Matlab the shared electrons are equal to 10. 10 matlab it is more than 8 electrons and the octet is expanded. Group 16 ka third period element is sulfur, and sulfur mein I can take the example of SF6, sulfur hexafluoride, having how many electrons now? 12 electrons in the valence shell. यहाँ पे 10 electrons. उसके बाद group 17 का third period element is chlorine. अब chlorine में we have a compound ClF5 type compound. Now ये compound is called as interhalogen compound. Interhalogen मतलब when the halogens are different, they can bond with other halogens in the higher oxidation states. And halogen can have what oxidation state apart from -1? 1, 3, 5, 7, +1, +3, +5, +7. In this case, chlorine with F5 has +5 oxidation number, and with the 5 fluorine atoms, the number of valence electrons are going beyond 8 because there are 10 electrons for this compound. Clear? So again, these molecules are stable, but their stability is not explained by octet rule. So it fails to explain the stability of expanded octet molecules. Thirdly, octet rule also failed to explain the stability of odd electron molecules. Odd electron molecules are those which have 7 electrons in the valence shell, meaning their octet is not complete, but still they are found to be stable. The best example of odd electron molecule is NO. What is the name of NO?
Nitrous oxide.
Nitrous nahi hai, it is nitric oxide. Please don't get confused. Nitrous oxide is N2O, which is called laughing gas. Nitrous oxide is N2O, which is laughing gas. Nitric oxide is the monoxide of nitrogen, which is NO. The name is important. Now, if I talk about the structure, then N and O के बीच में I have to analyze the bond. ठीक है? So we have talked about Lewis structure, and Lewis structure में we see the valence electrons present for the atom. How many valence electrons does nitrogen have? 5. How many required? 3. So we say nitrogen is trivalent with 2 electrons remaining unshared. Hence, always remember nitrogen is trivalent with 1 lone pair. वैसे oxygen is divalent with 2 lone pair. मैंने हमेशा आपको 3 एलिमेंट्स के बारे में याद रखने बोला है, नाइट्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन एंड हैलोजन लाइक क्लोरीन या फ्लोरीन. The number of lone pairs present are 1, 2, 3. The valency is 3, 2, 1. Correct. So when you analyze nitrogen, the first thing you should always remember is it is trivalent with 1 lone pair. Oxygen divalent with 2 lone pair. Chlorine is monovalent with 3 lone pairs. This is the simple thing you should always remember. So now nitrogen requirement is 3 electrons, oxygen requirement is 2 electrons. So आपस में they can share 2 electrons to form a double bond. Now with the 2 electrons shared, which atom become happy? Oxygen, because its octet has got completed and it has become stable with 2 lone pairs. But nitrogen, out of 3 electrons to be shared, it has shared only 2, meaning one of the electron remains unshared and there was a lone pair anyways. So now if you look at nitrogen, the number of electrons present are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, indicating that there are odd number of electrons in the nitric oxide molecule. So despite of 7 electrons, it is found to be stable, and that stability is again not explained by the octet rule. Okay? One more example in the same category, NO2. That's nitrogen dioxide. Now इसका structure I can just continue from the NO molecule. So NO में N and O had a double bond with oxygen 2 lone pairs, nitrogen a single electron and a lone pair. Now I introduce the second oxygen in NO2. What will be the bonding between N and O? It will be a coordinate covalent bond, because oxygen has requirement of 2 electron, nitrogen has extra 2 electrons which it can donate. So whenever a lone pair is donated, it forms a coordinate covalent bond indicated by an arrow from donor to acceptor, thereby acquiring a formal charge on nitrogen as +1 and oxygen pe minus. Oxygen pe minus indicates the presence of 3 lone pairs. Oxygen minus indicates the presence of 3 lone pairs. So again, with respect to nitrogen, if you look at this, number of electrons are 1, 2, 3, 4. A coordinate bond indicates 2 electrons being shared and 1 electron here. So again, there are 7 electrons. So NO and NO2 are very important examples of odd electron molecules whose stability octet rule was not able to explain. Okay? Coming to the fourth point, octet rule did not talk anything related with the energy of the molecule. If you just go through the statement for the octet rule, it talks about the completion of octet by losing, gaining or sharing the electron. Did it talk about energy or the stability of the molecule? No, there was no consideration with respect to energy. So it was not able to explain the energy or stability of the molecules. Okay? It did not give any relation with respect to the shape of the molecule. Now बहुत सारे molecules का shape I have discussed. Like for methane molecule, the shape in the 3 dimension is tetrahedral. So octet rule can't explain the shape of the molecule because it did not have anything related with the shape of the molecule. ठीक है? So to summarize, octet rule failed to explain the stability of incomplete octet, expanded octet and odd electron molecules. It failed to explain the energy and the relative stability of the molecules. It also failed to explain the shape of the molecule. Shape के लिए we also use a word called orientation. Shape या orientation. It did not explain anything related with this. Clear? Okay, so with the drawback of the octet rule, there were new theories which came up, and the theories which we are going to discuss in the later part is valence bond theory, VSEPR theory, MOT theory. अब ये क्या है ये सब आगे देखेंगे. But octet rule was the first part in explaining the stability of many compounds, but still there were many compounds जिसका stability was not explained by octet rule, due to which there was requirement of another theories. Clear?